Hello there, good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on today's edition of Joya Sonia Live. As usual, it's an honor to know you're right there watching us. Today, our spotlight will be on the new Nigeria People's Party, a political party that some called a wonderful third force, one that was unprecedented, but indeed made Nigeria proud. However, so much has been going on. If you have been following the program, we have been keeping you updated with some of the scuffle that the party had some time ago. Today it was announced earlier that the national chairman had resigned. This is as the party is also battling what's going on in Ogun State and the secretariat there. Not to mention that the party is also preparing for Edo elections. As you can tell, there's so much to discuss. In the studio with me to discuss all of this is Honorable Yakubu Shendam. I hope I got that right. Shendam.
Yes, correct.
He's the Publicity Secretary, NNPP.
National
Publicity Secretary. I don't know why I got that wrong. National Publicity Secretary of the NNPP, and would unbundle some of those things I had mentioned. Thank you so much for coming.
Well, thank you very much, Joy. I'm happy to be here. So, yeah, thank you.
I am just as excited to have you. There's so much Nigerians would like to know, especially as we prepare towards the Edo state elections and other off-season of cycle elections. But that will be after this short break, as we have so much to discuss. So stay with us. Promises to be interesting. Welcome back. This is still Joy Asanya Live. Like I said earlier, we are spotlighting the NNPP. But let's just get to the crux of the matter. Honorable.
Yeah.
What is going on? I mean, we all saw earlier today in shock as that announcement was made by your national chairman. What happened? Is it a voluntary one, or there's scuffle behind the scene that we don't know about?
You know, you media people always like to use very shocking words.
Shocking?
When you mean that you are in shock.
We're in shock.
There's no shock here. It happens. We've had our former chairman earlier before this one equally left like that. It's not, it was not an issue. The chairman resigned because of borders on his health, and he was advised by his physicians to at least take a rest. You know, when somebody's health is becoming threatened, you cannot.
Well, I'm happy you started with journalists.
You can't force somebody to continue working. So he left happily, and there was no scuffle anywhere. It's a normal thing. And of course, immediately that was done, we immediately in a voice affirmation elect a new leadership, chairman, who is going to serve in the acting capacity. That is Dr. Ajuji Ahmed, who is also who is also one of our very dogged, loyal and committed member of the National Working Committee, who will lead the party in acting capacity, pending when we are going to have a substantial chairman in the nearby future. So there's nothing like a shock there. It
is a shock, especially because immediately after the general elections, you had a national chairman resign. And here we have another one resigning just a little more than a year after that. Does this shake the party in some way? Does it show that there's no consistency, and there's that rift that your parallel leadership also has been pointing to?
No. We have no problem with our leadership in the party. When you said, I don't want to talk about those who resigned, left. Of course, when somebody is left and he says no more interested in the past, those ones, of course, there are some of the problems we had in the initial time. And with the system gradually take care of that. They've left, but the one that just left today is our chairman, our acting national chair, has been there for some time. And then at the point he wasn't, feeling well, and of course I don't come and discuss personal health issues of persons on the national TV. He's not well. He has left. He resigned, and he's happy. And from time to time, if his heads are improving, of course he will still come to the national secretariat in whatever capacity. He will come. He will still work with us. So it's not as if he got angry and left. He left. We are happy. In fact, he even signed the paper of endorsing the second person who took over. That is Dr. Ajuji. So we don't have any problem in the party. Our party is very healthy, clean, and we are prepared for any elections that are coming up, particularly the one that is very handy in Edo State. So we don't have a problem in NNPP. NNPP, I'm happy when I met you. You told me how you love the party. So you can see that it's a party to beat. So of course, when you see parties like this that are having brighter future, particularly the kind of leadership we have, especially our national leader, who is somebody that is loved by all Nigerians. Of course, in politics, you see opponents, looking for words to use to discredit, like you just said you were shocked. So you can see how shocked were you. It's me, I'm telling you this is what happened, and that is exactly what happened. So our party is very, very optimistic about the future, and we believe that with the support of the media, like yourself, I think Nigerians need a direction in the forthcoming general election. We need a direction, and that is why we are building this NNPP. We are managing it to see that we give Nigeria an alternative platform for them to be able to realize their ambition of having an egalitarian society, a country that there will be no hardship, a country that there will be honesty, a country that will be properly reformed to accommodate every person in this country. Nobody is more important than the second person. We are all equal as a country, and we must, NNPP will give life to Nigerians when God brings us to the top, and we are going there by the grace of God.
Now, with this new leadership, do you think I know you have a factional leader.
We don't have any factional leader anywhere.
There's somebody actually parading himself.
No, we don't have. That is not true.
So those
are social media expected people who are in social media, who of course social media today is not regulated. Anybody can go there. This is a national TV, so we're here. So you cannot say what you cannot verify.
Well, I have already conversed with people who also parade as the leadership. No. I'm not talking about social media now.
Look,
I'm talking about me having the opportunity.
The Constitution grants people for freedom of expression.
Right.
So people can say what they want to say.
But
the authorities who are responsible for what recognizing the political parties knows who they are recognizing, and that is the leadership of the NNPP. I don't know any other leadership, but the leadership I know as for this very hour is being led by Dr. Joji Ahmed, and my humble self here as the National Publicity Secretary. So these are the people that are working with the government, the INEC there and everywhere, were the people who are filing candidates to run election in Ondo and the rest. So
Honorable Shendam, is this a case of...
I needed to be very, very careful on what you are saying on that.
I would not take back the factional part because I don't know how else to call it. However,
there you go.
Is there reconciliation?
You see, the problem
let's move past.
The problem is that, you see, you need to, when you are making, yes, media is, you have freedom of media, but people should be able to do verification in all the authorities. When you that is why you have to verify. INEC is there. INEC come. Who are the people working here? Okay, AB. That's how it works. You can't just sit down here. Somebody just come in here as if it's a restaurant, and you begin to discuss with that person. No, you must verify. That is what.
And that is what I did.
Exactly. And that's what I told you.
And with my verification, I can tell you
that this is what is obtainable.
In case you are acting like an ostrich, burying your head and forgetting your entire body,
there
is actually a factional leadership. There is actually an NNPP leadership that is parading.
No.
So we should do something about that.
No. It has been taken care of. It has been taken care of.
That's where I was going. I wanted to ask if there are reconciliatory efforts.
There's nothing like that.
Honorable Shendam, I really want us to clear that.
I said we are fine on that. We are fine. We don't have a problem there.
Is there reconciliatory efforts to ensure that this leadership, this new leadership, is it one of the promises that this leadership would bring the NNPP back together as it always has been?
The NNPP family has continued to remain one and strong. And as I said, it is a party with a larger heart, and that is why we keep trying new things every time. The party is open for every person. Nobody is shut out of the party.
Right.
So if some persons are not happy, of course, you cannot have everybody in the morning to be happy. Some people wake up in the morning, they are not happy. You can't force somebody to be happy. Some wake up in the morning, they are smiling. So we are all here to accommodate whoever is not happy or we are together. So we welcome everybody. The leadership and people has always, and of course we welcome even new members and those who are also aggrieved. We have this mechanism, we have committees that are saddled with the responsibility to what? Harmonize and reconcile whatever worry interests. Of course, people with their interests everywhere, even in the ruling party, there are issues. You have to, the people must, when you fuse in people together from all walks of life, you expect people to have this kind of, acrimony here and there. So, but we are working towards, harmonizing so that by the time we go into the election, we'll have a healthy victory.
Right.
Thank you very much.
While you don't want to dwell on that, I just hope that indeed there are reconciliatory moves. I know you're speaking in parables, saying that everyone is welcome and all of that, but let's move on now. You had the national leadership of the NNPP had particularly warned the Ogun State governor of interfering of the party's activities. There was a press conference earlier where you championed that press conference. You were talking about the interference that's causing some rift in the party, and interference not just in the party, but the judicial outcomes. So I would like Nigerians, I'd like you to tell Nigerians what all that is about. Why is Ogun State chapter of the NNPP in this kind of rift?
Well, actually, I don't want to say much on that because that issue has been addressed, because it's already a subject to court matter, and we want to follow up what the judiciary, the Department of Public Prosecution is taking care of that in Ogun State, and we have only raised alarm because we discovered that, those who are not members of our party, are fraternizing with some group of persons that have been have been since expelled from our party. Like the state chairman then, the former chairman of the party, Sunday Olaposi Agini, was expelled from the party, and of course he now changed something to trying to winch hunt those who took over from his office by alleging that some of them broke into his office and cut away some valuables and all that. And of course these people came to that same office, which is the secretary of the NNPP, in the presence of the Nigerian police. So I don't know whether somebody will cut away with properties of an office with when the police people are there, whether they stole those things in the presence of the police. Those are issues the police are handling at the state command.
Level, right.
What we said was that the government, the APC-led government on those should stay clear, because they saw that they are our leadership there. There was state chapter, they are winning the something, so they now turned the other way around, because we discovered that the former chairman is now fraternizing with the Ogun State government. So all these are built up to 2027 election, trying to destabilize chapters here and there, so that they cannot be able to have a formidable force to present a gubernatorial candidate or whatever candidates the NNPP is going to file in Ogun State in future elections. So this is what happens in politics. People try to, scatter, try to create confusion.
Steady waters.
So when we discovered that this is what is going on in Ogun State, the government, they are fraternizing with these guys, and they want to truncate the process of the judiciary. We know that the judiciary is an independent body. It's something with a very serious sense of integrity. So we hope and believe that the judiciary will do their course, as they are known for, to make sure that justice is being dispensed, and is being dispensed accordingly. So that is why we call on the government of Ogun State to stay clear of NNPP, because we are aware that this is what they are trying to do with those expelled members of the party.
But beyond the romance between your former state chairman and the governor, what else do you have as evidence that they are trying to stir?
These are issues that are in the. I told you there are court matters now. This from the court papers we gathered, and from the the discussions going on there. Reports are reaching us here at the National Secretariat that this is what is happening. They are conniving with some of the government officials there to see how they can frustrate the case of our state chapter there. This bend in effort towards the 2027 build-up, plans to, destabilize opposition parties across Nigeria so that they can be able to continue to fuse themselves into power. So these are some of the things that might have happened, or I bring up. So we are calling the media and the people, the country should know this is the position of NNPP in Ogun State. Because we are waxing strong, we are making a headway into the state. People are now becoming very agitating, and that renounced to, become an issue that led to this government interference on the case between the NNPP and the expelled members of NNPP in Ogun State.
Right. Now, it seems like this is what political parties often face. It's constant. We often see this rift and all of that. How prepared is the NNPP? Because this NNPP measure, that is the NNPP today, the new Nigeria People's Party, is quite young. And while it's okay to get into the big boy problems and big boy issues, are you confident that the NNPP would surmount all these challenges? Because, we saw it with the APC, the PDP is battling theirs. Recently, the Labour Party as well seem to have, immediately there is limelight, there are issues. But would the NNPP come out strong? Are you confident?
When you say that this NNPP is relatively young, yes, I will agree.
I mean, the merger that is the NNPP today.
What merger from where?
The merger before the elections, the merger where other political parties came together. I mean, the NNPP hasn't had. NNPP hasn't had this.
There is nothing like any political party coming to join or met with NNPP. NNPP has been there, you know, for years. It has been there as a dormant party. You know, before now, it was just being run by some group of people who sometimes merchandise with it and all that. But because of the interest and the love for the country, for the country to move forward, you know, the NNPP was, you know, the national leader of the party, that is Senator Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, came on board and then dust the NNPP up as a child of necessity, pick it up and then dust it up, and of course moving his political structure across the country, collapse it into the NNPP, and that is where life came into NNPP. You know, when you pour in something into an elixir, it brings out light. The thing brought out light. Okay, now this light came out and is shining. That's why I see people are now fighting everywhere. NNPP. Who knows NNPP before? Nobody knows. But when Kwankwaso injected this light inside the party, the light was shining all over the country. Then people now say, oh, so this party is there. And within the space of less than, because when we took over the party, I can remember vividly, sometime in 2002, 30th of March precisely, where this National Working Committee came on board. That is where the party was injected, that light was injected in it. It was like a miracle. When this man came and injected that light, the party began to spread. And within a few period of time, we were able to grab Kano State as the NNPP won landslide, which we are aware of. And we did not only stop there, we got over members of House of Assembly in some pocket of states in the country. We equally got even a House of Rep member in Jigawa State. We have 2 in Nasarawa State. We have 1 in Taraba. We almost got Taraba State for governorship. In fact, we won it, but of course the Supreme Court looked the other way. Whatever, it has passed. But we are coming back again in 2027. So when this light came in, everybody began to troop into NNPP, as you can see. And I said it here very clearly in several forums I went to. Any person that has Kano State as a state to his pocket, or as a state in his coffers, you can't joke with that kind of person. Because to me, and to many Nigerians, of course, you know, a person that controls Kano can comfortably say that he has 7 states in his kitty. And somebody who has 7 states in his kitty, you can't joke with him. Because the total voter strength of Kano can collapse or consume the entire state in the south. Let me say south-south, so that I will not join the entire south together. Right. Let me say the entire of south-south and the entire of south-east. If you put Kano vote together, it will swallow them all. So how can you be now say that you are on ground when in one state the north can swallow you? So you can see that. That's why I said that people are just looking at people. Okay, the last election that came on board, that our leader contested for president, and he was apportioned 2 million votes. People should really be ashamed of yourself. You are apportioning one man that just went one state and give you 2 million votes, and you, the whole Nigeria, you went around, right, you were able to gather 5 million or 6 million. But let me tell you, and I can say this very free of charge, our candidate Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, I know you say it's unverifiable, we got more than 5 million votes in that election. They just apportioned it to us. Yes, general election? The general election, I can say that, but I know you can say I cannot verify those numbers because of course that one has been closed. But
not to mention, I would also mention that you did not contest that number.
I can tell you that we have more votes on that election day, more than the 2 million that they get. I'm very sure of that one. We have more than 2 million, because even in my area where I ran election for House of Rep, they should change all our numbers, because I know our people came out and voted Kwankwaso in multitude. But when we came, we were looking for our resources. We can't see, like a miracle, because some of us were banking that the BVN, or what do you call it, Beavers, the one they bought, they told us that INEC told us, say, don't worry, you sit down in your house and you can just be pressing, you'll be seeing your numbers. So some of us were like, if this is the case, that means we have won this election. We went home and relaxed, and we are waiting for how our numbers will be counted. At the end of the day, in my polling unit, the beaver spoiled. They said the beaver no work. Now they told me there on election day, one of the INEC persons said that we should wait. He want to go and repair beaver. You want to go and repair beaver where? Is there a mechanic around the area where you want to go and repair a beaver? We waited the whole day. They didn't come back, only for them to surface back on Sunday. And before we could say it, they said they're announcing results. So you can see some of what there are some things that happen. We just sit down like this.
So why would you sit down?
And watch?
Why would you sit
because
down?
We don't even know.
Party?
We don't know. I'm talking to myself as a candidate. There are some things that will happen to you. You don't sit down like this.
Why didn't you fight it in
because you'll be wondering, are you actually in this country? Excuse me. I want you to know, there are people with this kind of testimony like me across Nigeria who suffer this. They are looking at the country like this.
These are people who are it's a shock. Country.
It's a shock. So now, why we sat down like this? It's not as if we don't want to fight. It's a shock. So we are waiting for them in 2027. It's a lesson.
What are you going to do differently? I was
planning. We will do it the way they want us to do it.
What are you going? What's the plan? I mean, when you say you will do it the way they want us to do it,
don't worry yourself.
I like pregnant.
No. Don't worry yourself.
Are you planning to rig? Because if
you are alleging,
you are implying
they said that we will do it the way they want to do it. The way they did it now.
They rigged. That's what you implied.
Is that what you said?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. By your statement,
if that is the case, we shall see.
You implied that they rigged.
We shall see.
They wrote out results that were not yours.
We shall see.
And you're promising me now, come 2027, you will do as they did.
Or if the way they did it and they win it, we will do it the way now.
And to win it,
we follow the way they follow. We follow there. Since that is the only way to win now.
Meaning you would also rig elections.
So now you are now agreeing with me that the election was rigged. No. Since you are accepting that, that means that you are confused.
I'm not confused. In fact, I am just.
That's why I said that let's wait on that time. We'll get back to you on that.
So the lessons you learned is how to rig elections. Is
that what you said? That I told you that what happened to us in the election there. I'm talking to myself. I just sit down like this. At the look, I don't want to say anything. I'm looking at how they managed to win that election. You must learn something from it.
And that's the lessons I'm
learning it. I'm learning, and I said that 2027, we will sit down. I will tell you how it works. I will tell you. Yes, I will tell you. That's the truth. Because I was shocked. How can you bring beaver to my pulling unit and you tell me that the beaver don't spoil? That I should wait for you. You want to go to somewhere and go and repair beaver. And we know, because we don't know what is beaver. You know, it was new something. So we thought there is a mechanic somewhere that can fix it. So we now went back to the polling unit where we are waiting at the primary school where we were supposed to vote. We waited as a member for House of Reps. I'm a candidate of NNPP in House of Reps in 2023 general election. I went back with my people who were waiting. You know, we were relaxing, waiting for the mechanic to come, or maybe the man that will repair the beaver. Only for the man to show up.
In truth.
Listen, the man showed up on the following day, which was on Sunday. And before we know it, you know, by the time they will show up, they'll say it's, I don't know how they call it. They say that they will do it. There's a way they call it. They will look for one name and call it there and say they will do it the following day. We went there. I'm saying as experience. I'm telling you that if there are people like me from my party across the country who have this same problem, they might not have opportunity to come out to TV to talk because they don't have means to do that. That I'm privileged to be here. I need to let you know, because this one, it happens to me. As I'm talking to you, I was a candidate, and they told me this is spoiled. I should wait. They want to go and repair it. Until today, I only heard that announcement was done. So these are some of the things that has given us an horizon. It has expanded our knowledge now on how these things are done. That's why I'm saying that we are going to be more watchful and vigilant in our subsequent election when NNPP will be contesting election in any part of Nigeria. We will make sure that we put our eyes and we make sure we look at everything, all the materials.
Right.
If you bring beaver, we will make sure you test it so that we know that it's working. Not that when you come, you say it's not working.
It's not working again. But it's technology. Nobody really promised that it will be foolproof. It's also subject to glitches. And what I do not understand is when they came the following day, why there was still issues in your polling unit. I'd just like to clear that before we move forward.
Yes, I told you that they came back the following day.
Was voting done?
They said we should do election on Saturday. We went there. They said the beaver is spoiled.
Had issues.
They will go and repair beaver and come back. They went. They didn't come back. They only show up the following day. And by the time people begin to rush to go, oh, I think I've called us all, they say they don't finish election.
So by the time people got...
By the time people get, because people have already been demoralized. Because you waited from morning till even they say beaver is not working, they want to go and repair beaver. In a village where there's no network, there's no road. So I was wondering, in fact, it was later and I realized that these people have scammed me, because how can I even have thought that they want to go and repair beaver? Which village there has a mechanic that will repair beaver? There is no person that can do that, except they take him. And these beavers have been apportioned to police, so you cannot even bring another one to say, okay, let's bring another one to come and do this thing. This thing is just kind of is unfortunate. So they came back the following day, which is on Sunday, and of course, villagers, local villagers don't understand some of this orientation announcement. Some of them have gone to their farms, they've gone to their farms, they have gone to churches or whatever. They were not even aware. The people came quietly to the polling unit. Before you know it, some of us were privileged to cast our vote because we are monitoring. But a lot of our supporters who were coming, who were with our cards and were willing to vote for NNPP, were demoralized because of the beaver that spoiled the following day. So people could not, before we know it, I never have left. And we started hearing results flying from here and there. So what I'm saying here is this. These things have come and passed. Is that not so? The tribunals have settled the cases. The appeals have done that. Tribunal at the presidential level, at the state, whatever, it has gone. Election is over. We are now in a new government that is in place. What I'm saying here is that as a party, we have learned a lot in the past election. Haven't been relatively new from where our leader took the party. We are learning, and we are going to be more vigilant. That is the word I will use. That nobody will so change our effort to grab power or to take power in this country in 2027. We'll be more careful, we'll be watchful. I will say that whatever they are doing, we'll also be there to know what is happening. So that if there's any irregularities, we will now raise alarm so that the proper thing can be done legally and constitutionally.
Okay. So it's time to go for a short break. When we return ahead of the September 2024 gubernatorial elections in Edo State, renowned philanthropist and tele-evangelist Dr. Ezemhe Ezena has emerged candidate of the NNPP. How ready is the NNPP to grab Edo State? We'll be back to discuss more on that. This is still Joy Asonye Live. Welcome back. This is still Joy Asonye Live, and we've been discussing with Honorable Shendam Yakubu, who has been discussing the NNPP, the rift, and he's cleared all of that. But we're moving on now to discuss their readiness. That's the new Nigeria People's Party, their readiness towards the gubernatorial elections coming up in a couple of months. How ready is the NNPP? What lessons has been learned that would make them clinch this state, this very important state in the South? Well, the National Publicity Secretary is right here. So what are you doing? I mean, when you talked earlier about what the lessons you have learned, I would like to ask, are you going to implement those lessons in Edo State?
Yes, when you say implement lessons, you are talking about whatever we're going to do in Edo State is going to be based on the guidelines of the INEC and all the electoral rules of Nigeria. We're not going to go beyond that one. We are very confident and optimistic about Edo as a state. Osadebe Avenue is already waiting for us. We have a very pragmatic candidate in person of Dr. Ezena Ezema, and he's a televangelist, like you said. He has a congregation of a lot of followers. So far, he has begun consultation to us in all the 18 local government
in Edo State, right?
And we as a party, we have just our table, and we put our own mercenaries, certain briefing of our national campaign team, which will be inaugurated any moment from now. And from there, we are going to move in, because the ovation in Edo State now is towards our victory, because of the young man we brought on board, who is loved by many. And if you want me to buttress, you will agree with me that the PDP-led government of Edo State, led by Governor Obasaki, Godwin Obasaki, you agree with me the man has completely done nothing there. For the past 8 years that he was given that opportunity, the mandate, he messed it up. You know, the first tenure he saw, he ran away for APC, came begging for the party, PDP, and they gave him. And what did he do? He abandoned all the stakeholders in the party. This is not somebody you cannot trust. It's not somebody you can have confidence in. So if he brings anybody to come and run for governor or that, the people will not trust such persons. So you have lost, with the grassroots. The people are no more interested to work for PDP. What they are looking at now is the NNPP. I have to be very honest with you. Not because NNPP, of course, it's a very popular party in Edo. For some time now, we have been on ground there. But this is the first time we are bringing out a very formidable candidate to run for governorship. Azena is a household name. Ask anybody if you go to, everybody knows him, including the mothers, children, everywhere he goes to. It's about NNPP. So we are growing a very religious, army that are followership of Azena. So I have always said that if elections are going to be free and fair, not the one that will say that the beaver has spoiled, NNPP will coast to victory.
Right.
Yes, and I believe that the INEC chairman, Dr. Yakubu, who is somebody I have a lot of regard for, I believe he was going to use Edo to test his integrity, because Nigerians, to an extent, have some kind of reservation about him in the last 2023 general election. So for him to clear his name and go in peace, so that when he retires back to his homeland, he will be happy with himself, and then Nigeria will still celebrate and remember him. Let him use Edo as a testimony to allow fairness, to allow it to go the way it's supposed to go, so that people don't say, there's this official that came and announced this one, announced that one. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we need a fair competition there. And if we have a free and fair ground where there's no interference, NNPP will win election landslide. Even if there is no free and fair, we will still win, because we know we have the population, we have the support. So no matter how they rig it, if like rig, we will still win, because we are people that will come to vote for us will be in mass. So we, both ways, we are.
What's giving you this confidence? I mean, during the just concluded general elections, because NNPP didn't do so well in those states.
If you listen,
are we still talking about?
If you recall our conversation, you will recall that I said that we got more votes than what you saw in the presidential election. That 2 million you saw that they gave to my leader, our national leader, that 2 million, just at a portion. He got more than that. But I don't want to go into those ones, because those ones will be, it's a long story. We have accepted whatever happened in 2023. So if we want to follow the support we had, the support base we have in the South and in the southern Nigeria, the people say, NNPP is Kano party, is another party. No, it is a national party. We're everywhere. So we have confidence. The magnitude of people that will come out in the Edo election, you'll be surprised. So I don't want to make any issue.
Would it be too much to ask what's giving you this confidence?
Because we know what is on ground there.
What is on ground?
The people of Edo have rejected Obasaki. It's very clear.
But Obasaki is no longer on the ballot.
But he has a candidate, a hand-picked candidate he brought from the breweries.
Well, it is said that
so if you see this kind of
emerged after
no, he handpicked him against the wish of the PDP and the people of Edo State, and put him there, and later on go behind, started looking for reconciliation. Yeah, people will agree, okay, let's go together. But on the day of election, you see what happened. Yes.
It's Shaibu Philip.
Shaibu Philip also is no more in this. He has lost out. This is somebody who supported him all the years. He lost out. They throw him out. The man is not there. He fought him all over. They throw him out. The man is out. He's running up and down.
So that's what's giving you confidence. That
so those guys are not happy and they are working. Look, don't worry. We don't need to expose this here. We are working. We'll win the election. Don't worry. Azema will match. And I can assure you to be landslide. A lot of other parties are talking with us. A lot of parties are talking with us, are talking with him as a candidate. He's a man that has this love for the people naturally. And of course, in Edo is a very spiritual area where people believe worshipping of God, and their churches here and there. And this man is from that angle, having one of the most powerful pastors in that state behind him. I don't want to mention it, but of course you know where it's coming from. From the Omega, is it the Omega Fire? Yeah, so these are people that are in control of Edo North, if I may use that. So he is on ground. He will win the election as governor of Edo State. So we are just telling INEC to be prepared, that we are aware that our candidate is popular and is going to win. So whatever they do there that is against the wish of the people and against the constitution will be resisted.
You seem very confident about the upcoming Edo elections, and I wish you all the strength in that. But you just mentioned the fact that your gubernatorial candidate is a pastor. Would that make or mar? Because you know, people are of diverse religion, especially in Edo State. There are Muslims there and all that. Would he be able to connect with members of the state or citizens of the state who are not necessarily Christians?
I don't think that is going to be a factor. A man is a Christian, is a pastor, it doesn't matter. The people of Edo State are not religious bigotries. They are not. The Muslims in Edo State will vote for our candidate Azeme Azena. That I can assure you. Like I said, there is something I will have said here, but I will not say it because our opponent might also want to, you know, take opportunity of that information now to go and prepare themselves. So I will not say it. So this sometimes you keep things to yourself.
To yourself, right?
You know, you don't tell them the strategy. The strategy we are going to win. We don't tell you. But I can assure you, the Muslims in Edo State will vote for Azena. They will, in fact, they love him so much. And there's no issue between Christian and Muslim. Whoever, after all, we have a Muslim ticket in the federal government here. Is there any issue? There's no issue. So I don't believe. I'm not the fan.
No, I just want to know.
No, I'm not the fan of those. I'm not the fan of
and not make it a religious thing. No, it's a Christian.
He will connect with them. They will vote for him. The Muslim will vote for him. The Christian will vote for him. Even if it was a Muslim that won our ticket, the Christian will still vote for him in those states. That is the love. That is what is happening now. That is the harm of the bond that is coming under gradually. This, we are talking to a lot of people. Our candidate is penetrating, is going around. So I can assure you that we are confident, we are prepared to win a Edo election.
Right. And so how about inclusivity? Are we going to see a female...
well, our party believes in women affirmation percentage. Even our national structure, we have women, even our national, all our state chapters, we have women, we have people with disability, we have all those factors have been factored into our structure of the NNPP. So whether he picks a woman for deputy governor or a woman for governor, that is not an issue.
It's not an issue?
It's not an issue because, you know, we have to look at what is happening on ground. We need to look at the interests and the zones where, you know, because we are heading to win. So those ones are going to come on board when the chips are on ground. So I wouldn't want us to venture into whether we are picking a woman as running mate or not. But women are part and parcel of our organogram and our structure.
But we would like to know who would eventually emerge, who is being eyed. I would just like a sneak peek
I said
into the people being considered.
The sole responsibility of deputy governor is the decision of the candidate himself. It's not the issue of party.
Are there names? I'm a journalist. I just like to know.
Party my advice, but it is a sole decision of the candidate to choose who he believes can help him to propel to win the election of Edo State.
But are there names that you can just share?
That's why I said that when the time comes, we'll get back to you.
And do you think it's not too short notice? Shouldn't we be seeing a running mate already? Okay, now let's go to several infractions that often happen during this electioneering process. So are there education, political or election education that the NNPP is championing? Because in Nigeria, we often forget the role of the political party, and then we leave people uneducated. You just mentioned how the Beavers was said to not be working, you know, and a lot of people did not understand what was going on. But are there political education initiatives that the NNPP is championing so that what happened to you will not happen again?
Definitely, we have those. This is why I'm telling you that we are. You know, I told you we have. You know, they say experience is the best teacher. We have, you know, passed through all this experience. We are now aware that, look, this is what they normally do. Maybe it's a trick. They will say that something is spoiled later on. They come back, so you go and come. So now, even if they say that the thing is not even there, we'll wait. We'll not go far. We'll tell our people to wait until it's over before anybody can step out. Even if they don't bring the beaver itself, not say no spoil. This one might they not even bring up. We'll wait at the polling unit there. As far as they are going to come there, they must give us our result before they move out of that place. That's it, because you are sent here to come and conduct the election, not to come and show us beavers and go away.
Exactly.
You conduct the election, the people will line up and vote their choice before you will leave that polling unit. Yes, that is the new style now. You will not come and flash beaver to us and run away, say the thing has spoiled, and only come back the following day and do some commando system of whatever and left. So we are now very educated on this matter. So we are telling our people that if you go to a polling unit and an INEC official or electoral officer come to you and tell that the beaver is not working, you want to go and repair it, like they told me that time, don't go. Stay there. Say he's coming back. If he doesn't come back, you take inventory, and that election must be repeated.
Okay.
Yes, and those votes must be counted, because sometimes they will even go and say, before you know, they say they don't cancel that. So the corruption there is so much. I would like to advise the INEC chairman. I have been a chairman of a political party before. I have participated in filing candidates. I've been a youth president of this country. I know what it takes to do all this election matter here and there. So sometimes the people they recruit, the so-called ad hoc staff that they send to
these
all
areas,
these, some of them, the manner of recruitment is something else. You just pick some copper somewhere who are not even aware what is happening, give them 2-3 days orientation, they go there. Some of these people go there with one thing in their mind. They want to go and make money. It's an opportunity. Do you know that sometimes they even give some kind of the lobby, give some ham pass to be able to be put into that committee, I hope something. So when they go there, they go to make money. They go there to make money, because of course that is the last time they will ever do so much business. They might not be opportunity again. So when they go there, they go. So that is why sometimes it's good to bring staff directly from the commission itself.
I mean,
that can be held responsible.
They will be overwhelmed. They don't have that much staff.
Okay, when you say they don't have that, then what of the millions of money they are collecting in election? They should look for money and employ staffs. They are learned, that they know the civil service, whatever, that they will be going to go and conduct election. Not to go to one NYC come and mobilize people who are just who are unemployed. They have no money in their pocket. They don't see money before, and then somebody can 1 million and give you. The man will run out. He will do whatever he want to do. But if you carry a career civil servant and take, they will be afraid that he's just starting civil service. Let them not come and sack him. He need to finish his 38 years or 35 years. He need to get to director of PAMSEC. So you will be careful. He will want to follow the something. I don't want problem. But you carry somebody who has no stake, who is doing service. Yes, you need to create, expose them. But it's not in the detriment of the people of Nigeria. Because taking an election that is not yours is more worse than banditry.
I agree with you. It's just as bad. It's just as bad.
So where are we? Where are we?
So how do we ensure? Because I don't think this your suggestion of having more staff in the commission would. The
INEC have headquarters or have regional offices and even offices in local. There's no local government in Nigeria that INEC do not have staff. Let them employ people. The money that they are collecting from the government, that billions of naira that are using to conduct election, what are they using it for? Is it paying? Is it printing ballot paper? We can print we have printing press here.
UTC.
We have not the UTC. We have our Nigerian printing and minting company. We can print this. We don't need to take it overseas. So this money should be used in what? Employing staffs that are career civil servants in the INEC commission, that they will be carrying election, not to carry people on the camp somewhere and go and some of them even go there to go and being killed by bad leadership, and you see there's a lot of things. So there are a lot of steps that we need to take. However, wherever they are going to, we in NNPP will be waiting for them,
right, to
win our election. That is what I'll say to you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm happy you're confident that you have already gotten the kind of support and acceptance by the people, and you're sure you're going to win elections. But the Nigerians that are listening to you right now, what are the Edo State residents and citizens who would be voting on that day as well? What would your suggestion and your what would you like to tell them ahead of these elections and the electioneering process?
What I would tell Edo first, I would tell them Oba Atokwe.
Okay.
So they should come out in mass and do the right thing for their people. Edo State, or let me say Benin, is a very historical, community that has a long history. If you want to go into history, you will discover that part of the country has so much is rich in history and culture. To an extent, I would say without any fear, they also are part of the solidification of Nigeria, okay, in terms of their prowess in military warfare. So I know Edo, even when we read in literature, to be a very strong, people that have strong will. But I don't know what happened over the years, that they left weaklings, you know, people who doesn't have value, people who doesn't have interest in the safeguarding of their culture, their heritage, their powers are leading them. So today we have their son, Azeme Azana, who has come out to lead. I think that man will be the first governor in the Edo State that will bring back the lost glory of the Edo people. So I want to call on the Edo people not to look at platforms like APC, PDP. They should look at individuals who are running this election. Among all these persons contesting election in APC, in PDP, and our own here, NNPP. I don't know whether the other candidate, but I know these three. They are running because I saw them when I was in it. I went to Benin. So they should look at this, their children, and look at them in the eyes. Keep the issue of money hampers, which is now the order of the day. APC now, they cannot win the election without moving around with hampers. PDP now, what their only merit of winning election is hampers. Yeah, I'm sure you know what I mean by hampers.
I have no idea. Indomie. What do you mean by hampers? Right.
Indomie. You know this Indomie that they are selling now? Indomie and egg. Or maybe
Noodles,
with the noodles. You call it noodles, but it's Indomie that I know. This is what they are using now as a souvenir.
Does it work? Has
because they have put the country into hunger.
Has it worked?
It's working for the people who, that is why we are educating the people. Resist Indomie from these people. Go and vote for a governor that will give you something solid to eat, not to give you something that is going to even cause you intestine problem. So I'm not saying Indomie is causing intestine problem anyway, but I'm saying that they should eat something that will be solid in their stomach, not
and
something that will eat
for the next 4 years.
Exactly. So they should come out in mass and vote NNPP. I think that is what I'll tell them.
Okay,
and they know that if they do that,
and for this inducement, you talk about that other political parties. You've alleged that other political parties are gearing up to induce. But are you sure the people would look the other way when these noodles you just mentioned would be dangled in their face? And in the other case, what are you going to do to ensure that they understand that you need something more sustainable?
That is what we are doing here, me and you here.
Right.
And we are appealing to you, the media, that look, you have to help us. You are not only helping us as a party, you are helping the country. Because we are all citizens of this country. You have to help Nigeria to tell people the truth and nothing but the truth on who they should vote. I know you are supposed to be independent of who to vote, but tell the people because you know the truth. They say the conscience is an open wound and only the truth can heal it. So tell the people the truth on what to do. They should not follow these people that give noodles here and there. They should follow people that will help them, for them to actually accept potentials. People that will give them education. People that will give them agriculture, that will build on the agriculture. People that will give them good roads, pipe bomb water, electricity. Today in this country and some, you see people are running around with solar system panels. What happened to our hydro? What happened to all these things that was given life before? Where have they disappeared? They are still there. But the people will not allow those things to work because of bad governance. Look at those states. There's those states that is known to be one of the richest, state in the south. Look at if you go to the state now, there's nothing to show. What we see there today is kidnapping here and there and all kinds of social vices. So you need a man from the pulpit who has conscience, who has beliefs, who have integrity, who care for the people. That is the man that you need now in Edo to heal the land. So I think that is what Edo should do now.
Honorable Shendam Yakubu, thank you so much for being part of the program. I'm sure our listeners are happy to have you talk so passionately about the NNPP.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Until next time when we invite you, of course, I hope you are going to be willing to come.
Thank you very much. I will come.
Yes. So this is where we draw the curtains on today's edition of Joy Asonye Live. It's been a wonderful one discussing the NNPP ahead of the Edo elections and the many other stories we discussed on this platform this evening. Until tomorrow when we return with so much more, do have a wonderful, restful evening.